Tras el descanso, se va a unir por videoconferencia un analista gestor de la entidad suiza atonra. Es una entidad que destaca por su conocimiento de diferentes temáticas, diferentes mercados, y en particular nos ha llamado la atención su conocimiento sobre el mercado de ciberseguridad. Ellos se definen como un equipo de personas con convicción gracias al análisis fundamental. En el contexto actual nos ha parecido que resultará súper interesante conocer su punto de vista actualmente sobre el mercado de ciberseguridad y explicar un poquito también qué es lo que hace atonra. Se van a unir ahora enseguida por vídeo. Hi, Charles.
Hi, thank you very much. Good afternoon to all. Thank you
Great
for
to see
welcoming
you.
us. Sorry for not doing this presentation in Spanish.
You are on
I'm
time,
afraid I
and
have
thank
to
you.
stick in English.
You can, so I will not interrupt, and you have around 10 minutes to explain what you think about the cybersecurity market and about atonra as well, your main strengths, and just share anything that you think it could be very interesting for the audience about the market.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So we are atonra Partners. We are a Swiss asset management company specialized in technology and innovation investment themes. What we bring to the industry is a unique approach to deliver pure exposure to growth within these investment strategies. And our work is grounded in extensive research in the technologies, the supply chains, and the industry drivers of our investment themes. We manage various strategies, primarily in actively managed certificates, which are Swiss formats, but we also have a few UCITS funds, one about artificial intelligence and robotics, one about medtech, which we call Bionics, and a multi-thematic fund called the atonra Fund. But we've been working on cybersecurity for many years, first as part of a security and space strategy that we've launched in 2016, and finally, since 2023, on a standalone strategy, as we had a large enough universe to allow it. It has been one of our most solid strategies since inception, and in particular this year, as it was very resilient in the latest months, despite market volatility, with a performance of 20% year to date as of last Friday. So what is cybersecurity? Well, in a nutshell, this corresponds to the tools and services that ensure the security of IT networks and users. Broadly speaking, the foundation of digital infrastructure. And of course, it is critical because our societies and economies are increasingly reliant on computers, on internet, on digital services. So protecting them is therefore paramount, and this is becoming increasingly important with the current innovation cycle, which is dominated by AI, because data is used to train AI models, which make them almost as valuable as gold. So what has set us apart, I think, is our focus on new cybersecurity technologies, meaning we target companies developing differentiating technology capable of addressing the emerging cyber threats, instead of, sorry to use this expression, but milking the cow of captive customers, which is a path that can only lead to technological irrelevance. So on the right side of this slide, you can see how we structure our investment universe. This approach is common for all strategies at atonra, with the aim of identifying pockets of growth within an investment universe. This is done through an in-house classification system, which is developed through a thorough research process. And we can go up to 6 levels of granularity, but only the first 2 are shown here for the sake of clarity. For cybersecurity, the market is quite complex to understand, but can be understood as follows. On the top left, you got network security, which is the backbone of the infrastructure and connects all the other parts. Think firewalls or managing user identities. Then you got endpoint security, which protects the access point of the networks. Think antivirus running on your computer, knowing that today, of course, we're capable of doing much better than traditional antiviruses. Then you've got data security, which targets the access of data stored in various parts of IT systems. Think data governance, that is to say, should this user be granted the access to some specific information? Or how can we reconstruct a database after ransomware? Then cloud security, which deals with the specificities of cloud system. which due to their open nature cannot be protected the same way as a traditional network. Then we got application security, which is mainly vulnerability assessment of source code within a software. And last but not least, OPSEC, standing for operational security, ranging from services such as penetration testing to specialized consultancy. So what can be said about the current state of the cybersecurity market? Well, one of the big elephants in the room, if not the biggest, is of course the Trump administration. The current US president wants to unravel everything Biden did, which notably included a 2021 executive order on cybersecurity, which had been quite fundamental to bootstrap the current sector cycle. This order was recently revoked by Trump, which of course could have been a clear negative for the sector, except it was not, because it appears that the ship has probably sailed. Companies today do not need this incentive to invest in cybersecurity. The stakes are simply too high. You cannot afford to betray the trust of your customers with a data breach. And these stakes are being compounded today by the rise of AI. Because today, if you lose your data, you lose your competitive edge when it comes to training models. And if you're a company, you will want to develop custom models. Another important subject at the moment is the shift towards platforms. The sector is perpetually oscillating between the dominance of one side, generalists, and on the other side, specialists. With the advent of mobility, smartphones, and what is called zero trust security, specialists have taken the better. Except that today, companies do not want to manage dozens of providers. They want to consolidate to only a handful. Hence, our current focus right now is on innovative players, yet capable of addressing several submarkets instead of focusing on a single one. In one word, platforms. On this slide, you will find on the right the sub-theme allocation based on the various segments I just talked about, and on the left, some metrics and our conviction. So when it comes to conviction, first one is Palantir. Paradoxically, it's not a traditional cybersecurity player such as the others, but nevertheless, it's a deeply embedded player in the cyber defense architecture of key governments and enterprise institutions. Then we got CrowdStrike, which is the leading new generation antivirus player, and which is expanding fast into adjacent markets. If you recall correctly, it was the source of a global internet outage last year, an unfortunate event, of course, but it's demonstrated the importance of the company as a global critical supplier. And third one is Cloudflare, which is a ubiquitous player protecting web services and cloud access notably from saturation attacks. Coming to the portfolio, it's an extensive field. We believe the earnings consensus is on the cautious side following the recent general market volatility. And we expect some revision upward. And what is interesting is that the strategy has been very resilient, as I said, in the past few months. And we take it as a sign that visibility of the sector's growth make investors quite confident in the sector's potential. So we expect valuations to remain high as long as growth continues, which is set to last for quite some time. And the growth in earnings will, simply put, directly translated to equity prices going up. So thank you for listening. I hope that you have now a better understanding of the structure and the dynamics of the cybersecurity market. And to conclude this presentation, we think cybersecurity is a very exciting sector. It's a very hot topic right now, but we also have a wide range of strategies targeting other segments. So please get in touch with us if you're interested or if you have any more questions on cybersecurity.